Hello and welcome to another Team Intelligence hits and tips updates to help unify your team and get your team to the next level. My name is Greg Boas. I'm the CEO of Boas and Associates. Last week we started a three-part series on creating excellent customer service, or creating a customer service culture. And in part one, we looked in particular at the importance of creating a customer service culture. And I trust that was of great value to you and your team. And if you're back again for part two, thanks very much for continuing to watch. This particular part, we're going to be looking at the structural components of excellent customer service. And I gave you a brief outline of these in the last video, and that was based upon my 20 years of experience in the field of customer service. So what we wanted to look at today, based upon that structural components of excellent customer service, is really getting away from the internal focus of most metric systems that organizations and businesses use. Things like, the KPIs. The KPIs that generally in call centers and that sort of thing, they're generally focused internally. It's how quickly the problem can be closed, how many calls it takes for a problem to be solved, the time that it takes, that sort of thing. And a previous example that I gave was the issue that my wife and I had dealing with a particular government department, where it actually took us 5 touches with them, 5 contact points to actually solve a very, very simple problem. Whereas if they just had a culture of fixing the problem on the spot, regardless of what was required, then there really would be within a culture of customer service, it would have been a better and a faster outcome, and it would have saved everyone a lot more time. So the structural components that I wanted to quickly outline for you were listening, setting expectations, keeping promises, saying thank you, and consistency. Now they're the what I mentioned were the behavioural attributes of excellent customer service that I've seen implemented, I've been helping clients create, and I've helped create in teams where I've worked for various organisations in the past. Now, how that relates to what we're doing today is that how do you then use those 5 points to create a excellent service culture of customer service? Well, really, it's about working how you're going to measure those from the customer's perspective. So put yourself in the customer's shoes and think about your experience as a customer with your brand, your organization, your business, and then mark that out of 10 or whatever your range of measurements are. Now, if that sort of exercise is going to make your heart flutter, or you might feel a little bit hot under the collar, perhaps it's time to have a look at. And as we know, success is bred by learning and growing, and feedback is the breakfast of champions, and all the other wonderful cliches that we use. But really, it is very, very valuable to know that, and feedback is where businesses will learn what they're doing well, what they're not doing well, and then what to change. So let's get to the 5 components. So listening, well, how are actually your team members listening to clients? Are they listening to customers? Are they actually being heard? If you're receiving complaints, or if you're getting, social media posts on Facebook and Twitter about your bad customer service, I would guarantee that one of the reasons why it's deemed bad customer service is that they're not listening to the problems of your customer. Number 2, setting expectations. How are the expectations being set with the your correspondence between your customer service team and your customers? And what I mean by setting expectations is, if someone's saying they'll call them back, are they calling them back? If someone's promising a particular refund, is it happening? What's the follow through? You need to work out how that applies to your business, but that's one of the major points. The third one is keeping promises, similar to setting expectations, but the promises are, look, I will follow this up for you, I will get back to you. If you don't hear from anyone, or someone else calls back, or particularly if the customer has to call back and chase it, that's when they start getting frustrated. So how are they actually keeping promises? Are they aware of what's actually within the powers of the customer service team to provide a solution for the customer? A quick example, I remember the gentleman that wrote the 4-Hour Workweek, Tim Ferriss, was talking about his vitamin company and how he'd outsourced that to a customer service team, and the amount of problems that were being escalated to him, he actually reduced immensely by actually giving them the ability to solve a problem with a budget of $100 per customer. And I think he said that reduced down from about 200 emails to about 5 a week. Now that's very, very significant, and that's a very, very significant cost saving to the business in resources actually required. The fourth one is saying thank you. Now, how are you actually saying thank you to customers? Is it gifts? Is it a thank you at the end of the phone call? Is it an email? Is it a invite them to an event or something like that? Send them movie tickets. How are you doing that, and how often are you doing that? The last one is consistency. Now, all of this will have no meaning unless it is consistent. So each time that your customers have a touch with you or your brand or your product, how is that service actually consistent? Are they getting the same experience every time, or are they speaking to a different person every time? That's one of the major issues. Now, in wrapping that up, I'm not sure whether you've noticed, but you'll notice now when I mention it that only one of those is an actual action. The rest of them are actually a mindset. Now, the action is saying thank you. The rest of them, listening, setting expectations, keeping promises, and consistency, they're actually all either attitude or mindset. And that's where we use what we teach our clients using the team intelligence model. We teach that mindset, we work out that gap in the customer service from the sales team, and we actually put this structure and implement it, and then teach them how to actually roll that out. So I trust that's been of value. If you're interested to know more about our team intelligence model and how it can help you and your customer service team, or how it can help you and your sales team, get in touch with us. The details will be at the end of the video, and we'll be coming into next week with part 3 after the Easter break, and that's what we're going to be focusing on is creating a team with a customer service culture. Until next week, thanks for watching.